Our News is brought to you by Alive.
Tonight on Our News, Stephen Gardner strikes Olympic gold. Vaccinations resume on New Providence and Grand Bahama. Plus, could only vaccinated foreign travelers be allowed in the U.S.? Welcome to Our News and thanks for joining us. I'm Christina Dragovich. Topping news tonight, an historic moment for superstar Stephen Gardner as he captures gold for the Bahamas in the men's 400-meter final in Tokyo today. Marcellus Hall has all the details.
Welcome to Our Sports, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. Sports brought to you here tonight in Tokyo, courtesy of J.S. Johnson. I tell you what, congratulations to Stevie Gardner and the Bahamas as we have struck gold here at these Olympic Games. Gardner coming into the night as one of the favorites to win the gold medal in the men's 400 meters. Turns out he had that in mind and was not to be denied. Let's take a look right now at that championship run. Mission accomplished. Those are the words uttered by Bahamian Stephen Gardner as he claimed the men's 400-meter gold in the final.
The world champion becomes the Olympic champion, 43.85.
Gardner running in the finals of the 400-meter here in Tokyo, looking to become the first Bahamian male to win an individual gold medal on the track. Setting up in lane 7. Gardner stumbling out of the blocks at the start, but the world champion was not to be denied, running strongly the rest of the way as he established a lead in final 150 meters that he would never relinquish, crossing the finish line in 43.85 seconds. Anthony Jose Zambrano of Colombia took second in 44.08, with Karani James of Grenada third in 44.19. A jubilant Gardner spoke with us after the race.
I didn't let my opponents get the best of me. They were all out and running, and I just had a fight in me, you know? And I just wanted to do it so bad and wanted to win. And now it's mission accomplished.
According to Gardner, it was a text from his sister going a long way to settling his nerves prior to the race.
My sister, she messaged me and she said, hey, no matter what happened, we love you and we're happy and we're cheering for you and everybody's cheering for you. And because of what happened on the island for the hurricane in the country, I just wanted to bring joy back to the island, you know, because I know when I go home, everybody will be smile because I did it at the World Champs and I did it here once more in Tokyo at the Olympic Games. And I know everybody is like so excited right now.
Gardner saying that knowing he also made history with the win, an unbelievable feeling.
It feels unbelievable, you know. I think, I know I wouldn't go to sleep tonight, but tomorrow at the medal ceremony, I think when we hear the national anthem play, it will all sink in and maybe we'll see some tears because I wanted to cry tonight when I crossed, but I held it down.
The most decorated 400-meter runner in history with successive gold, silver and bronze medals. The Americans will run out of it, but it's gold for Gardner, and how they will celebrate on the Bahamas. He dug deep and produced a sensational last 50 meters. Brilliant stuff.
So there you have it. Without further ado, Stephen Gardner is your world and Olympic champion, making history in the process as he becomes the first Bahamian male to win an individual gold medal on the track. Still more to come tomorrow as Shawnee Miller-Weibo will take to the track trying to do the same on the ladies' side. And of course, we'll have that gold medal ceremony. That's all ahead right here from Tokyo. Reporting from Tokyo, I'm Marcellus Hall. Back to you.
Well, the nation's political leaders congratulating Stephen Gardner on his historic win. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis said today, having won gold at the World Championships and then at the Olympics, Stephen has demonstrated that he is without question the best in the world at the 400 meters. His accomplishments are making him one of the greatest athletes in our country's history. Meanwhile, opposition leader Philip Davis said, our Abaco boy from Moores Island has once again made our entire nation proud. Stephen Gardner's performance is representative of the resilient Bahamian spirit. In other news, hundreds of residents lined up outside Loyola Hall, which reopened for vaccinations for the first time this week. It comes days after a new shipment of COVID vaccines arrived in country. Jasmine Brown reports.
The site here at Loyola Hall has been closed for 6 days, reopening only today after more vaccines arrived in country. And even though it's been closed for nearly a week, the crowd here was minimal. COVID-19 vaccine National Consultative Committee member Barry Rassin says while it may not have appeared much was going on outside, inside the center was a much different story.
Every chair is taken, and the only reason you might have some people outside is because all the chairs are taken.
Rassin says with cases climbing, the demand is increasing as vaccination appointments were being filled quickly.
It's outstanding. As soon as we put appointments online, they're gone.
He adds that once additional centers open on Monday, officials can administer up to 1,950 vaccinations a day. In recent weeks, all but 2 vaccination sites, one on Grand Bahama and one here on New Providence, were shut down as supplies dwindled. That all changed on Tuesday when the long-awaited third tranche of 33,600 AstraZeneca vaccines arrived in country. It was welcomed news for many of the people we spoke to at the site, like this husband and wife team, who are also parents of 4.
Earlier this year, I was tested positive for COVID. So being tested positive, it gave me a new life to safeguard myself in the future and my family, and especially working around persons in the community, said, hey, you have the vaccine, so take it.
But both of us being on the front line, when one of us goes down, both of us be able to shut the whole family down. So that subtracted a lot from our work area, and we work on the front line, so we have to protect our families.
Others insisted they wanted to be safe rather than sorry at a time when COVID cases are spiking.
This thing getting serious right here. You know what I mean? This getting serious for sure. Some of my neighbors them right now, when I told them, the whole, the Grammy, the baby, everybody had it. You know what I mean? Then next door, another woman. I mean, it's just get out of control.
And one of the main things I notice now with a lot of the young people going out having a lot of fun is that it appears that they are the rats taking the poison home to the innocent people, and then they go hug the Grammy or their mommy. They haven't seen them all day, and when you look, they follow in the hospital and the numbers going up.
A lot of people are dying, some people close to me, so I'm definitely encouraging people to get the vaccine.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Vaccinations also resuming on Grand Bahama today. Bethany McDermott has that.
Amid another surge in COVID-19 cases, Grand Bahamians trickled into the Susan J. Wallace Community Center Thursday looking to get vaccinated. Marquita Wims got her first dose today. She said she's lost family to COVID-19. It gave her the push she needed to get the jab.
I had a few family members that actually died, most recently an uncle living in Fort Lauderdale. And we all know that Florida has some of the best medical facilities in our region, and they were unable to save him.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Pearl McMillan said on Wednesday it is highly likely that the Delta variant is in the Bahamas. These residents told Our News that the possibility that this more highly contagious variant could be circulating is reason enough to get vaccinated.
Spreading rapidly, and if it is, and when it do hit the Bahamas, it's going to be a mad rush.
Of course, there's always this mutation, and I guess even with the vaccinated, it's showing, you're at risk, but the risk is not as high.
Please go out there and get vaccinated so that we could be safe.
According to Grand Bahama Health Services Administrator Sharon Williams, 150 appointments were made today. She said officials saw an uptick in registration on that island.
We would have opened up for 150. Prior, we were trending at about 80 per day. So immediately we're having a significant number of registration and walk-in at the same time.
Currently, there's only one location open for vaccinations on Grand Bahama. Williams said as the demand increases, officials will assess if there is a need for additional centers. Reporting for Our News, I'm Bethany McDermott.
Well, following a 3-year wait, 167 correctional officers received promotions today. Jared Higgs reports.
57 training correctional officers are now full correctional officers, and 110 correctional officers are corporals after a promotional exercise that came after years of waiting. Minister of National Security Marvin Dames was criticized for the late promotions, but he says the problems couldn't be fixed overnight.
Kind of came off as if it was Minister Dames's problem. But you heard what I said, 2014, 2015, 2016. So we're speaking to a systemic problem.
Correctional officers protested in front of the Bahamas Department of Corrections and at the Ministry of National Security back in March. More than 100 strong, they chanted and demanded equal treatment to their counterparts in law enforcement, who they say get regular promotional exercises. A music video was also used to get their message out. According to Dames, he received it.
You are first, the human resource in the police, the defense force, corrections, parliamentary registration, and all of these agencies. We want to focus first on the people. Because we recognize if the people are happy, then the work will get done.
President of the Correctional Officers Staff Association, Corporal Hervey Culmer, described it as a good day for correctional officers. Speaking to Our News over the phone, he says the fight they put up played a role in their success.
It may appear that, it's a current exercise. This is an exercise retroactive 2018. So it was a long fight.
An outstanding matter remains. 50 corporals who are up for promotion to sergeant. A presentation explaining a change in policy that will allow those officers to qualify for those promotions appeared well received. Culmer says there was a deeper purpose to their demands than financial gain. Reporting for Our News, I'm Jared Higgs.
Well, perfect weather for bringing home a gold medal. Greg is in the Weather Center with current conditions.
Thanks, Christina. Tonight's first look at weather is brought to you by Nestum. New look, same great taste, distributed by Lightburn Trading. Summer-like conditions around the islands. Temperatures in the mid-80s outside our studios under partly cloudy skies. Your winds are out of the southeast at 8 knots, and your feels-like temperature in the mid to upper 80s. Satellite view, showers and thunderstorms popping up across the northwest Bahamas, courtesy of an upper-level trough hanging out near the area. Those showers will wane as we continue to lose the evening sun. That's your first look at weather. Your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on Our News, why one church suspended in-person services. Plus, the U.S. could make vaccinations mandatory for foreign travelers. The details when Our News returns.
The Great True True Bahamian Treasure Hunt is here, where you can win great vacation prize packages to hotels throughout the Bahamas. Watch Our TV on weeknights between 6 and 11 p.m. for your 10 True True Bahamian clues. Take note of your answers and clues. You never know, you might see the same clue twice. Follow Our TV Originals on Facebook to submit your correct answers before 11 a.m. every Saturday. Watch Our News Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. to see if you are the weekly winner. If you didn't win, watch for clues next week because the contest runs all summer long. Go to Our TV Originals Facebook page for more information and contest details.
One church making the decision to resume virtual services only. Bahamas Faith Ministries pastor Dave Burrows says with cases rising daily, they wanted to be responsible. Jillian Gray has that.
The recent revelation that several cases of COVID-19, including deaths, were linked to a church event caused Bahamas Faith Ministries International to revert to a virtual platform.
We decided to make a proactive step after information that we received. And so with that, we made an individual decision.
According to the Ministry of Health's latest dashboard, 109 people are in hospital suffering from COVID-19, and the number of deaths increased by 3 to a total of 295. Pastor Dave Burrows said the move was precautionary and proactive, as it seems the Delta variant is in country and wreaking havoc.
With this particular wave, we have seen more widespread incidences of multiple persons coming down with the virus, and then also the consequences have seen more severe than in the past. So a number of persons have died.
After the 2-week suspension of face-to-face services, Burrows said they'll reassess to see if they'll remain virtual or return to the Christian Council's protocols for in-person services. To other churches, he says, prayerfully consider what's happening and get professional information.
A number of families in multiple churches have been impacted. Thankfully, our church, we haven't had any reports of, a spread or cluster or anything like that. We've been pretty good. But some families within the church have been impacted, not from church services, but, otherwise. And I think more have been impacted in this recent wave than I've heard before.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jillian Gray.
Bahamians offering mixed reactions to reports that the Biden administration is considering a policy mandating COVID-19 vaccinations for most international travelers to the United States. Jared Higgs has more.
If I want to travel there, you have to just go with their policy. You know, everybody have a rule, so we have to live with everybody's rules.
So Bahamians and residents sounding off on a potential policy.
I think we should do the same thing. It makes sense.
Would you take it to go to the States if it was mandatory?
If it's mandatory, yeah, but different from that, no, I wouldn't.
According to Reuters, the Biden administration is developing a plan to require nearly all foreign visitors to the United States to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 as part of eventually lifting all travel restrictions that prevent much of the world from entering the United States. White House officials want to reopen travel to boost airline business and tourism, but rising numbers in many countries and the Delta variant are causing them to be cautious.
I think it's a strong statement.
And with many still opposed to the vaccine, that could become a problem for some who enjoy traveling.
It's almost as if they're stuffing it down our throats.
This educator doesn't want us to show her face. She's against the vaccine for lots of reasons and has decided that traveling isn't worth it.
I've made up in my mind. I don't need to go to the U.S.
So you don't see yourself going to the U.S. then if that's the requirement?
No.
That's not gonna persuade you?
No.
This 21-year-old hotel worker is also unvaccinated, but he says he's ready to take the shot, although he doesn't think it's fair for it to be mandatory.
They should still give people a choice, but let them take the COVID test as sorted.
But Del Rio Cooper is noticing a trend among the people suffering the most from COVID.
I see people passing away. I've been taking the vaccine from COVID, so maybe it will be in our best option to take the vaccine.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jared Higgs.
Still to come on Our News, examining the moving threshold of herd immunity. Stay with us.
The great True Bahamian treasure hunt is here, where you can win great vacation prize packages to hotels throughout the Bahamas. Watch Our TV on weeknights between 6 and 11 p.m. for your 10 True Bahamian clues. Take note of your answers and clues. You never know, you might see the same clue twice. Follow Our TV Originals on Facebook to submit your correct answers before 11 a.m. every Saturday. Watch Our News Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. to see if you are the weekly winner. If you didn't win, watch for clues next week because the contest runs all summer long. Go to Our TV Originals Facebook page for more information and contest details.
This is Our News. Welcome back. As COVID-19 case numbers are back on the rise, it appears there may be a moving goalpost in determining when populations may achieve herd immunity. Experts at the Pan American Health Organization say as we learn more about the virus, vaccines, and protection they offer us.
In the case of COVID-19, there is no strong and final evidence on the vaccination coverage that could be reached to fully control transmissions.
Back in June, Health Minister Renward Wells estimated that about 120,000 people in the Bahamas would have to be vaccinated to reach herd immunity. Former Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands doubled that figure, charging that the number would be higher to cover 80% of the population. Assistant Director Dr. Jarvis Barbosa said the threshold may be even higher than previously thought.
Some models referred to 70%, others 85%, and now with the new variants, and also because of some of the characteristics of the vaccines used, some are even talking about 90%.
Herd immunity thresholds vary from one disease to the other and one vaccine to another. Dr. Ricardo Franco of the Infectious Diseases Society of America explains.
The Delta variant is twice as more transmissible than the urea virus. And that pushes the overall population herd immunity thresholds much higher. To put that in context, measles, for example, has one of the highest herd immunity thresholds at 95%. The original SARS-CoV-2 comes in middle range with herd immunity thresholds around 60-70%. For Delta, those threshold estimates go well over 80%, maybe approaching 90%.
According to the ID Society, data from COVID trackers shows that a vaccinated person is 8 times less likely to get infected by the Delta variant of COVID-19. They're also 25 times less likely to be hospitalized, and if hospitalized, 25 times less likely to die from COVID-19. Up next, we go behind the bar at Bon Vivant's. Stay with us.
The great True True Bahamian treasure hunt is here, where you can win great vacation prize packages to hotels throughout the Bahamas. Watch Our TV on weeknights between 6 and 11 p.m. for your 10 True True Bahamian clues. Take note of your answers and clues. You never know, you might see the same clue twice. Follow Our TV Originals on Facebook to submit your correct answers before 11 a.m. every Saturday. Watch Our News Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. to see if you are the weekly winner. If you didn't win, watch for clues next week because the contest runs all summer long. Go to Our TV Originals Facebook page for more information and contest details.
Welcome back to Our News. Passing showers may be ahead, but forecasters are watching action developing in the Atlantic. Greg is back in the Weather Center.
Thanks again, Christina. Welcome back, everybody, for your second look at weather. Tropics getting a little active right now. We're watching 2 areas out there in the open Atlantic. Tropical wave in the central Atlantic, giving about a 20% chance by the National Hurricane Center for formation as it continues to pull towards the west. And a stronger one that moved off of Africa later this evening, we're giving that a high chance, 70% for some formation. We will continue to monitor this one as it moves across the tropical belt. Across the area, we have an upper level trough still generating some showers across the Bahamas. Beaching and boating weather for the northwest and central Bahamas tonight to tomorrow. Winds will be out of the southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. While in the southeast Bahamas, caution flag remains in place for you guys. East to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, 4 to 6 foot seas. Here's a look now at your national forecast. Now we'll look at your extended forecast through Tuesday. Sporting the Bahamian flag tonight. Back to you, Christina.
Thanks, Greg. Well, whether you're looking for a wind-down drink or one to get the party started, tonight on Thirsty Thursday, the folks at Bon Vivant's are mixing up something special with our Jillian Gray.
When you think of an upscale, relaxed cocktail bar, Bon Vivant's is definitely on the list. Dedicated to the art, history, and craft of cocktail making, Adrian Wiley made me 2 crowd favorites. First up is the French Zephyr, which is simply an elevated gin and tonic.
Gin, London dry gin, and then we add some dehydrated citrus, edible flowers, juniper berries.
Along with the citrus notes, the drink draws inspiration from Spanish-style cocktails and is adorned with edible flowers. The fun part of this drink comes from the aromatic notes of rosemary, which is flamed just before the drink is served.
Yeah.
Definitely get that citrus. Yeah. Priding themselves on drawing inspiration from different lands, our next drink, the Big Major Smash, is Bon Vivant's version of the legendary Gumbe Smash at Miss Emily's Blue Bee Bar in Green Turtle Key.
And Kyle wanted to have a funky tiki that would go well in this big drink. And again, hence the name of the drink, the Big Major Smash from like the Pigs, Big Major Key Zuma.
With the 5 ingredients loaded, then comes the swizzle.
Now this is a different style of drink as well, so instead of building it like we did with that one, I'm going to swizzle it.
Swizzle, okay.
Yeah. So this is what you do with tiki drinks. This is just an efficient way to mix it with all the crushed ice. It also helps with some dilution.
Oh, that is fun. And true to its name, the Big Major Smash packed a punch. That is a lot different than our elevated gin and tonic. This definitely packs a punch. Whoa. So whether you're looking for a party drink to get the good times rolling or the elevated version of an old favorite, Bon Vivant's has exactly what you need. Reporting for Our News for Thirsty Thursday, I'm Jillian Gray.
Thanks, Jillian, and thank you for joining us for Our News tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Christina Dragovich. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Have a beautiful evening, Bahamas.